I found the absolute best outdoor temperature gauge, and I just got back from testing it in the woods for an entire week. You're going to want one of these. Hey, I'm Matt, and I lead Christian men, ministry leaders, and pastors on wilderness adventure trips to epic places for refreshment and renewal. Check out one of the 3 upcoming adventure trips: Explorer Adventure in Wyoming, Voyager Adventure in northern Minnesota, and the Scout Adventure in Texas. I'll leave the link below. I don't know about you, but I am so tired of using those puny little temperature gauges that are keychains that you attach to your backpack. They're so hard to read, and they're really not that accurate. So I began a pursuit to find an outdoor thermometer that I could take with me on my backpacking trips, on my camping trips, on my paddling trips, that would be accurate, that would be weatherproof, that would be easy to read, and I could find out the temperature where I was at any time and any place. And this was extra important to me because even with a satellite messenger, whether you have a Garmin or a Zolea, even those, the temperature readings that you get are from the surrounding county. And it doesn't take into effect your altitude or your distance from wherever that temperature reading is taken. I wanted something that was super accurate to exactly where I was. And I found it. Y'all, this is the Sensor Push HT1w water resistant temperature and humidity smart sensor. You can pick up one of these on the Sensor Push website, or you can pick one up at Amazon. They're $69.99, and they are an absolute game changer for your backcountry outdoor adventures. So one of the things that I love about the Sensor Push is how easily it connects with my iPhone. I just downloaded the Sensor Push app, and then I opened up my Bluetooth, and it pairs just really quickly with the sensor. So you can see what it looks like here. This was on January 14th at 8:22 in the morning. This is a reading from the app, and you can see here that I have 2 devices. My first Sensor Push sensor is named Revelo 1, and my second Sensor Push sensor is named Revelo 2. And you'll notice that there are 2 drastically different temperatures here. And that's because Revelo 1 is set outside. It is actually by the campfire, and I wanted to get a reading that reflected the outside temperature as accurately as possible where I was. You can see that it is 31.8 degrees Fahrenheit that morning outside near the campfire, and the relative humidity was fairly high. It wasn't just cold, it was kind of one of those wet colds. But look at the second sensor that I call Revelo 2. Why is that one so much higher? Well, it's higher because that's the temperature I keep in my sleeping bag. I like to know the difference between the temperature outside and the temperature around my body. So inside my hammock, inside my sleeping bag, it's actually 78 degrees, and the humidity is much, much lower in my sleeping bag. Here's another reading. This is at 6:08 in the morning. You can see that outside by the campfire, it's 28.4 degrees with a relative humidity of 54.7%. And in my sleeping bag, it is a whopping 80.8 degrees. That, my friends, is toasty. You can also see here, this is a really cool feature. It enables you to see what the temperature and humidity is for the hour, the day, the week, the month, and even the year. And you can export this data to a CSV file if you're into nerding out on spreadsheets. Here's another example of the temperature throughout the day. Here's an example of the temperature throughout the week. This is the Sensor Push website. You can see the HT1w water resistant temperature humidity smart sensor here. Has all of the specs, some great and helpful reviews, and a little bit more about the benefits and features of these sensors. For example, accurate to plus or minus 0.2 degrees. That's pretty awesome. It does have a long range. For me, I've tested it almost at 75 yards, which I feel like is a pretty long range for a Bluetooth device. And it does collect data in short intervals, which is also helpful if you're watching the temperature drop or storms moving in. It is 0.8 ounces, which is super light. I don't mind having two at all. It uses a CR2477 battery, and that battery life, they say, is over 2 years depending on the conditions. It's compatible with both iPhone and Android, and you can even sign up for the Sensor Push newsletter. I learned about these Sensor Push thermometers from my friend at Matt's Mountain Madness. So special shout out to my friend Matt. Go check out his channel. Also check out my free download, The Best Camping Experience Gear Guide. High quality outdoor gear and clothing recommendations based on all of the gear that I have tried and tested and approve and encourage you to add to your gear room. So that is the Sensor Push HT1w sensor. This is the absolute best outdoor thermometer for your next wilderness adventure. Check it out.